Welcome! Today we're counting down Ghana's top 10 must-see destinations, with the best times to visit and fun activities at each spot. This video is an 8-minute, fast-paced travel rundown, packed with 4K aerial footage that shows Ghana from above and up close. I'm Larry, and I'll guide you through rainforests, castles, beaches, villages, every stop timed for the best experience. We'll cover when to go, what to pack, little seasonal tips that make a big difference on the ground. Seasonal tips included, perfect for planning your trip. Kakum is one of those places that changes how you think about forests. You step onto the canopy walkway, and suddenly the whole jungle becomes this living room you can walk through. The chains hum underfoot, the trees tower up, you hear birds and insects in layers. It's sensory overload in the best way. Guided forest walks are essential. Local guides point out medicinal plants, rare birds, the stories tied to each path. Bird watching here is excellent. Early mornings bring flocks and calls that you won't forget. I recommend the dry season, November through March, for clearer, safer canopy walks and fewer slippery surprises. Seasonal tip: avoid heavy rains for canopy access. The walkways can close or get dangerously slick. Bring a light rain jacket just in case, but aim for that dry window for optimal views. Cape Coast Castle sits heavy with history. It's beautiful and heartbreaking at once. Guided historical tours bring the rooms and dungeons to life, and the guides often share family and local perspectives that textbooks don't. Elmina Castle is quieter than Cape Coast, but every bit as powerful. The castle tour is detailed and personal. Guides trace the complex history and how it shaped local communities. After the tour, head to the fishing harbor. Boats, nets, a real-time look at life on the water. Sampling local cuisine is a must. Fresh fish, shito, palm wine. I recommend the dry season, November through March, for better walking conditions and clearer light for photos. Seasonal tip: go early to beat crowds and midday heat. Mornings here feel alive and hospitable. Talk to fishers and market vendors. They'll share the best spots and how seasons change the day. Always be respectful around sacred sites and ask before photographing people up close. Mole National Park is Ghana's flagship for wildlife. Large savanna, elephants, antelope, and open skies. Game drives feel cinematic. Watching herds move, drying in the sun, birds wheeling overhead. Birding is terrific. Early mornings reveal species you didn't know existed until you hear them call. Walking safaris with a ranger make everything intimate. You'll notice tracks, nests, and the tiny life that supports the big. Lodge stays add back to nature hospitality. Basic comforts, campfires, and wildlife sounds at night. I recommend the dry season, November through March, for the best sightings when animals cluster near water. Seasonal tip: bring binoculars and always go with a ranger. Charge your camera. Golden hour is unreal and memory-making. Labadi Beach is Accra's heartbeat on weekends. Music, dancing, and an endless parade of energy. You can rent a horse for a short ride and feel the coastal wind cut through city heat. Late afternoons are the sweet spot. Cooler temps, great light for video. The beach comes alive as the sun dips. Woolly Waterfalls is one of those places where your camera can't help but work overtime. The hike winds through dense greenery, bird calls, and little streams promising cooling pools ahead. At the base, the falls crash into a deep, inviting pool. Swimming here is refreshing after the hike. Waterfall photography is prime. Long exposures, frozen splashes, and a lush gorge framing every shot. I recommend the dry season, November through March, for easier trails, though April through June brings fuller falls and richer greens. Seasonal tip: wear good hiking shoes. Roots and wet rocks get technical. Protect your gear and pack a quick dry towel. Respect local guides and the environment. They know safe paths and the best angles. Lake Volta is huge, one of the world's largest man-made lakes, and the scale hits you on the water. Boat cruises reveal islands, fishing communities, and shoreline life that feels timeless. Arrange fishing trips with locals, learn nets, technique, and maybe catch dinner. Visiting islands gives you a sense of community life connected to the water in every way. I recommend the dry season, November through March, for calmer waters. Seasonal tip: early morning cruises bring cool temps and the best reflections. Bring sun protection and motion sickness prevention if needed. Hire local operators. They know currents, the best stops, and how to turn a quiet morning into a memory. Boabeng Fiema is a sanctuary where monkeys and humans have coexisted with deep cultural rules and respect. Monkey watching happens in the village itself. They move through trees and courtyards. Guided village tours explain taboos, rituals, and why these animals are protected by tradition. You'll learn how the community feeds, safeguards, and how visitors can observe responsibly. I recommend the dry season, November through March, for easier trails. Seasonal tip: never feed without guidance, don't provoke, bring a zoom, and keep a respectful distance. Conversations with elders reveal stories that make the sanctuary feel like living history. The Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum is a centerpiece of Accra's historic and civic landscape. Inside, the museum traces Nkrumah's life, Ghana's independence, and the artifacts that shaped a nation. The surrounding park and gardens offer a quiet pause amid urban energy. Visit in the dry months, November through March. Seasonal tip: combine with a Jamestown walk for colonial architecture and street murals. Bring water and comfortable shoes. Accra is best explored on foot.